Can you hear me? Yes, now you can. So yesterday, when I got conscious that I will do two talks, don't know because I'm brave or if I'm stupid, most probably the second one.
Why not both?
Or both of them. So I was thinking, about Miriam's work because she's doing a great job, right, presenting the speakers. So I was like, I will try to help her. So can you please explain to people what I have in common with this guy?
So as you can see, they all have tentacles. No, I'm joking. The clarinet right there, we have a clarinet player.
Okay, it's not. Usually both of us don't wear pants, but yeah, the clarinet part is also true, so thank you so much.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Give just
what are these? These are pants. These are fancy pants.
It wasn't at that time. Just give a round of applause for me.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so the stupid guy is here again to talk about what? So just a disclaimer, first disclaimer, this will be the first time that I will give this talk. It was supposed to be prepared for next Monday. Yeah, but I'm stupid enough to say yes. So let's do it. When infrastructure as code becomes a product, lessons from the trenches. So for those who were here during my first talk, yeah, okay. Now I'm going to talk bad things about the first one, okay? For those who weren't here, sorry, there will be some duplicated stuff, sorry. Yeah, for those who weren't here, my name is Serra. I'm a senior DevOps engineer at Sinvert. I'm a cloud native enthusiast, whatever that means, and I'm the city where I live, in Leiria, in Portugal, okay? So just 2 seconds for the company that is sponsoring me here today. Sinvert Group is a German group spread with different locations across Europe and United States and UAE. Mainly focus on data, cloud, and AI. Okay, so that's where I come from, that location in Portugal. But yeah, enough talking about Sinvert. What we have in the agenda for this talk? The product, so I will, for those who weren't here during my first talk, I will just give some context about the product is, the knowledge gap, the growing complexity, challenging test, the optimization focus, and then the future. So there are some parts of this talk that might be duplicated with the first one, but I'm more focused on the challenges itself. So on the second, third, fourth, and fifth point here, okay? Disclaimer, second disclaimer, there will be no AI mentioned during this talk. Sorry, I know that is a buzzword, but the title and the talk abstract was already generated by AI, so it already fooled you. Sorry. Okay, what is the product? For those who weren't here, GitLab Fleeting Runners. GitLab Fleeting Runners is an internal product for a client that I've been working for the last 2 years. Is a big European car manufacturer. And we understood that each team has its own requirements in terms of CI/CD setups, and we had to deliver to the teams the ability of manage their own setups because each team, once again, has its own requirements. What we have is a cloud-based solution, okay, that abstracts for them infrastructure management. What I mean with this is like all the AWS stuff. It's flexible according to demand and requirements and configurable on their side, on the team's side. What we offer at the end is a Terraform module, okay, that they are able to use and configure their own renders where they can just define tags. Just one question, my timer is not counting. Just some tags, some type of instance, and yeah, there are a bunch of other inputs here. So, and this is our number. So currently we have 55 teams on board that spread across 50 different AWS accounts. We have around 1.5 million jobs being executed every single month in Fleeting Runners, which if we sum all of that time will lead into 4,000 days on jobs duration per month. And this is basically our number in terms of costs per month. Okay. Enough of talking about the product and give you context about it, okay? So knowledge gap, this is the first problem that we are facing at the moment. So this project started 2 years ago, okay? It's an infrastructure as code product nowadays that rests mainly on Terraform and Packer, and it works, okay? It works. It's being executed or is being used by a lot of developers, a lot of teams, and yeah, the numbers shows that. But there is a knowledge gap. So on our side, on the creator side, we have those who build the platform or product. My team, okay, what we call the runners team. We have the set of skills aligned, so we ensure that the people that is working on our team knows about AWS, Terraform, Packer, Datadog, all the stuff that we need. We have the creator's mind. We know what we want to develop. We have the full context. We know all the features, or most of the features that the product has, right? And then we have the other side, those who have to use it daily, the teams. So they have different skills, okay? Most probably teams have different sizes. They might not have their own DevOps team, or their own platform team might be just 3 guys creating an MVP, okay? 3 developers. They have different pressures. So from our side, yeah, runners are running, yeah, keep it cool. But if the runners are down, like we might be impacting or delaying car production, something like that. So they have a different pressure. Just 1 second, because I cannot see my notes. Okay. And yeah, that knowledge vanishes as soon as we are going into the team's direction, okay? The ones that are using it. And this will happen. On our side, we will we'll say things like that. Let's make it module. We will support multi-cloud. They can read the docs. This is what we think. Actually, what happens? Why there are 5 variables just to get one virtual machine? I just want to play it in one region. I don't even know what the region is. So docs, yeah, I'm at the deadline line. I don't have time to see the docs. So this is the first problem, the knowledge gap. And it's perfect normal. Second one, growing complexity. So, of course, that during these 2 years, like the product is being developed, and what we are doing, like we are adding more feature, accommodating more use cases, Windows, ARM, Docker, God knows what. And because we want to turn or to make the product as configurable as possible, because the team's requirements nowadays might be, it will be different in the future, and we want to be able to accommodate all of them. And this is what we think, that they are happy, and they will take the full advantage of the product. But then there is a reality check. What happened is that those guys, okay, set up the runner just 1 year ago, and it's working. So it's working. I will not update anything. It's working, okay? And yeah, along the time, there is features / complexity. This is quite, they are not linear, okay? But yeah, you are creating more features. The complexity can decrease in some points because you find another way of doing it. You abstract some of the things to the users. But at the end, it's just increasing for the user, okay? And these are the sentences that usually are pronounced. We once added a variable to support a very specific edge case for one team, then another, then another. Before long, our module had 60 inputs. And then the user said, look at it and said, I just copied the example and hope it works. And that's exactly what is happening, because we are an infrastructure as code product. Okay, we trust in Terraform to be delivered as product. The challenging testing. Okay, so how many of you already use Terraform? Okay, quite a few. Of course that we have a lot of different things or ways to test things, right? And we can put some guardrails on the variables, we can create some null resources. Null resources? Yeah, I think. Some conditions, Sorry if I'm saying something stupid with no resources. But we can create some validations on the variable side. We can run some tests. It's OK. Yeah, we can test it. But the problem is that with complexity and the amount of features that we are providing to the teams is increasing, the challenge of testing is also increasing quite a lot. Why is it challenging? Because it has too much input, okay? And every single input will lead us into a different test scenario. And now we have, once again, we have Windows, we have different amount of jobs per instance, and we have one job per instance, but scaling a number of instances, so we have ephemeral, not ephemeral. And this can scale quite quickly. The amount of tests that we need to have, this test suite needs to increase and try to follow the complexity. Is expensive, okay? In this product, we are using infrastructure, okay? Cloud provider. At the end, what we are doing on our test suite is just spinning up some machines, some containers, some storage capabilities, and we are using it. At the end, it's expensive, okay? Because, for example, different operating systems. So perhaps we will set up not just one, but 3 machines. One for Linux using ARM-based architecture, and the other one for Windows. Different instance types, okay? Because if, as I mentioned before on my previous talk, we ensure some capabilities in terms of storage. What it means, if an instance or if a user selects an instance that has an SSD disk attached to it, we make sure that that disk is mounted and we make sure that it is being used. So we cannot just validate that use case. We need to also validate the other one where it's just a simple EBS or elastic block storage. So it will be expensive. Life is different from test. Sometimes ephemeral scenarios don't catch all the issues. What is the issue there? So what we have at the moment is a live scenario for team A, right? That is being used, it's applied, it's running, okay? And once we provide a new version of the module, they will do something, change something, it doesn't matter, and they will apply it, and there will be a rollout rolling update. That's it. It will work. But on our test scenario, most of the times we are not doing that. We are not testing the rolling updates. We are just creating an ephemeral scenario. Basically, we are just setting up everything from scratch, running some tests, some pipelines on it. Oh, green. Fine. That's good. Let's destroy everything. That's it. And we don't catch all the issues because there might be some issues like duplicated resources, for example. If we are creating everything from scratch, you won't be able to catch. But most probably, if you are just doing a role update, there might be some issues that we might not be able to see. And of course, that nowadays, at the moment, we can simulate that. We can deploy the current latest version, then redeploy or doing that rolling update on top of what we have deployed. Yes, but once again, it's expensive. Okay. And hidden problems. Open configurations on user side leading to unpredictable behaviors. For example, this will be one of the, I will give you 2 examples. So as I said, every time that a user or a team selects an instance with SSD, we mount it and ensure that it's being used. But at the same time, we enable them to create custom AMIs using Packer. And there was one Chinese team that said, oh, wait, I have 4 disks, 4 SSD disks attached to this instance. I don't want to use all of them separately. I want to create just a RAID 0 to have a big disk, okay? And what they did, they created an AMI with some Linux services that were just stopping Docker, formatting those disks, creating the RAID 0, starting up Docker daemon again. And at the same time that instance was up, our user script data was running, waiting for Docker, or waiting for the first disk to be mounted. And these kind of issues, so when you want to make it as configurable as possible, there might be some configurations that will lead into the user side that you are not able to predict because, yeah, we don't know what they will do it, okay? Don't know which kind of configuration they might need to do, and yeah, that will be a problem. Now, optimization focus. So, optimization focus. There were already a lot of talks about FinOps, about money, and this is what will happen. And this happens a lot, trust me. 1 terabyte of memory should be enough. Because no one wants to be wake up at the end, in the middle of the night saying, yeah, the runner is not working due to resource starvation. No one, okay? And in this client, so it has different regions, different offices in different time zones. So they have in India, in China, in Europe, in the US. And yeah, no one wants to receive a call at 2 a.m. saying that. So they will. They're not 10, they will over-provision it. So we need to work monitoring and observability in a way that we don't deliver just data, just things like this, with metrics, log, costs, and some graphs, okay? They will be like, what should I do with this? And we need to work observability in a way that should give them information, concrete actions, okay? Something like this. Working, and for this we are not there yet, but we are trusting on Datadog to correlate infrastructure metrics plus CI/CD metrics, pipelines metrics, in order to give them the best information or the most useful information as possible. So we need to work it on a way that we will be able to create FinOps for dummies. You know those for dummies books? Basically, that will be the same thing. They don't want to see how much CPU and memory is being used, most probably, but they want to do something, to have something like this. Sorry. On runner, the third runner that you have selected, that you have set up, improve the instance type. You are using a metal instance that you are not using that much resources. So perhaps you can cut some or reduce some costs there. Or yeah, on your second runner, the AMI that you select doesn't exist, so change it. And this is the kind of things that we cannot just deliver access to Datadog and see, yeah, go and see on logs. They will not do it, okay? And now the future. This will be exactly what I mentioned earlier, okay? So this is where we are at, on your left side, infrastructure as code-based solution, sorry, trusting on Terraform. It works, once again, it works. It's been working for the last 2 years. It was very cool and very helpful to set up the idea. Okay, but we need to go into a direction of a product-based solution. How creating a runner management platform or whatever it means. Okay, it's not clear yet. At this moment that I'm speaking with you, it's not clear yet on our minds and my team minds, but we know that at some point in time we need to abstract even more Terraform for the users. And the simplify part here talks about standardize and be ahead. So if we have all the information on our side, how the teams are using runners, which are the most common requirements across all teams, we can be ahead and support them and standardize those workloads and provide like templates of runners configuration, okay, for that runner management platform that we know that work. For example, one of the examples that I have for you is like, nowadays we know that the next infotainment of that car will be based on Android. Okay, we can already create runners that we know that are optimized to build Android systems that we know that work, that storage configuration is the best one, so we can be ahead and go into that product-based vision. Just as a summary, so let me summarize all the things that I've been talking so far. Validate, using infrastructure as code worked pretty good for us to validate this product, the fleeting runners, and to be able to deliver it fast to the teams, okay? Guide end users, create boilerplates for the most common use cases. Once again, this is what I mentioned. Even with Terraform nowadays, we are able to create boilerplates or templates for things that we know, okay? There is a Terraform module configuration that we know that works for this, or for that use case, or yeah, whatever. We can guide them. With that, there is one benefit that sometimes is quite hidden across the organization. We can try to fight inconsistency. So I know that there is, I've been talking about, yeah, each team can create their own runner configuration. That's true, okay? But some of the times things are not that different, okay? So you can try to avoid multiple ways of working, okay, in terms of AI setups, or the way that they are creating their runners. And you can educate them to say, okay, no, but for that use case, there is already a team A that is using this scenario. And if you change your pipeline this way, if you just knock that knob, not saying it right, you can achieve exactly the same goal, okay? And this has another benefit that sometimes people tend to forget. This will allow your users, your developers, to be able to change or, move from one team to another more efficiently, because the way of working will be pretty much the same. And then, this is the point where we are at the moment. Abstract it. As soon as possible, abstract complex layers for the users. And this is where I am at the moment. We already got that fleeting runners work. Teams love it. They are not dependent on anyone. They can set up. They don't need to understand about AWS. They just go there, apply it, and that's it. But yeah, not all of them know how to debug if something went wrong. So we need to abstract it. And then, enjoy the ride. Basically, this is what I'm doing at the moment. I learned something. I learned about all the pain points. And I'm here today at this stage talking about them. And that's it. Once again, fancy QR code, similar to the same one. I wanted to say thank you, Klava. Rvala.
So, just to finalize, one last shot. Can we put it back up? No? No. Well, oh, yes. Take the photo. Glamour. Okay, good. So you have another 10 minutes, and we will have one last speaker today. So I hope to see you back in this room on time, not like me in the last round.
And just feel free to ask me any question or give me some feedback about this presentation.
Oh, actually, yes. Raise your hands. Questions. Oh, you wanted to clap some more? No, we clap together. Come on. Yes. So anyone have questions? I know you do have questions, you just don't want to ask them in public because I've been told that I'm a bit intimidating. So find him after the talk. He'll be right here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the double duty.